Memory thieves. Technology has brought humanity to such a point that even the deepest, most private memories can be stored in digital media. People could now take the most beautiful moments of their lives, their most precious feelings, out of the complex labyrinths of the brain and turn them into data files. At first, this technology was seen as a great boon. Lost memories could be brought back. Forgotten loved ones, childhood memories, the most exciting moments of our youth could be relived. With the push of a button, we could recall our past and return to those memories whenever we wanted. But every blessing comes with a dark price. After memories started to be digitized, criminals started to turn to this field. A group of organized crime syndicates were stealing memories, depriving people not only of those memories but also of their identities. People whose memories were stolen forgot their past, did not recognize their loved ones, and completely lost who and what they were. They looked at their surroundings with blank stares and did not even remember their own names. This new wave of crime opened deep wounds in society. The memory thieves were not only turning people into isolated individuals, they were driving them into an existential void. I, Detective Jack, had to go after these crimes. At first, the memory thieves seemed like an ordinary criminal organization. I thought it was a simple case of fraud committed by a few digital hackers. But this organization was far more dangerous than any crime we know. They were stealing not just people's material possessions, but their most precious wealth, their identities and memories. The more I investigated the crimes, the deeper I dove into the world of those whose memories had been stolen. Forgotten faces, blank stares, unclaimed names. Every time I talked to the victims, I saw that fear in their eyes. Who am I? They were asking. I don't know why I'm here. But I was important once, wasn't I? The answers to these questions had disappeared along with the stolen memories. People had lost not only their memories, but their meaning, their connection to life. As I tracked down the memory thieves, I had no idea the price I would pay for digging deeper. Every day, encountering the story of a victim, watching their emptiness, was becoming too much for me. Memory was the cornerstone of who people were, and as a detective, watching it slip away from me one by one was angering me. Then, one day, the day I got too close to them, everything changed. Continuing the trail, we decided to organize a raid. We got a tip about a secret warehouse in the back streets of the city, one of the headquarters of the memory thieves. When we went inside, we found an array of computers, digital connections, cables, and thousands of files. But nothing was what I expected. At that moment, I realized it was a trap. I accidentally stepped on a device. I blacked out. Consciousness disappeared. It was as if the whole world had been sucked into me. Everything was covered in a gray fog. When I woke up, everything was a blur. Who was I? What was I doing here? And why were there strange faces around me? My name? What was it? There was only one question echoing in my mind. I don't know why I'm here. I didn't remember. Nothing. At that moment, I realized I was a victim. My memory had been stolen. Who I was, why I was after these people, even why I was a detective. All of it was erased. I was now a prey, their victim, without knowing who I was, without remembering why I had turned against them. Just a void. And yet, deep down, something was pushing me forward. I wasn't going to give up. Even if I forgot everything, something was driving me on. My memories may not come back, but the search for justice inside me reminded me of who I was. Even if I had lost everything, I would go after them. The first thing I did was to keep following the trail. My memory had been erased, but I had some evidence. I had a few images from a camera that had been taken at that moment. I didn't remember myself, but I had to find little pieces of who I was. I found out my name was Jack. I found out I was a detective. I realized that my memory had been stolen, and that I was on the trail of these criminals I had once hunted. While I was searching for my past, I was also getting to the roots of this criminal organization. As the days progressed, I began to put the pieces together. The memory thieves were much more than an ordinary criminal organization. They had become a force that wanted to control people, manipulate minds, and shape the world in their favor. They used the memories they stole to enslave people. People who lost their memories turned into their puppets and went on with their lives. Like empty shells, I tracked down these criminals while fighting to regain my own memories. At every step, I found another piece of my past. I learned that there was someone I once loved. I learned that I once had meaning in this city. But most painful of all was the fact that perhaps if I lost this entire battle, I would lose everything else. Finally, I reached the leader of the memory thieves. When I entered their headquarters, I found a huge server with hundreds, maybe thousands of memory files. My own memories were there too. So close I could touch them with my hand, yet so far away. I could touch them and upload them again, but I knew that to do so would be to fall into their trap again. I had to choose between reclaiming my past and saving the future. Getting my memory back, remembering who I was, meant getting my life back. But it could also mean letting the memory thieves get one step ahead. And in that moment I remembered who I was. I was a fighter for justice. Even if I lost my memory, I would not lose this fight. With a single keystroke, I crashed their system. I may not have gotten my memories back, but that day, thousands of people got their memories back. The memory thieves were defeated. Who am I? I may never be able to remember that. But that day I learned that it is not only memories that make a person human.